Hallo liebe Visions-Zuschauer, mein Name ist Dennis Drögemüller und ich stehe hier heute zum Blinddate mit Matt Haffey von Trivium. An easy one to start.
Could be two songs by this point. Could be From the Bell Tolls or Hell's Bells by ACDs. Okay, From the Bell Tolls. See? This is my first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, From the Bell Tolls. This was the song that I played as my tryout song to make it into Trivium.
You did?
Yep, this was my tryout song when I was about 12 years old. So I had to learn this song and I came in and played it perfectly. First when I walked in, everyone was thinking to themselves, I could tell when I walked in, like, what's this kid gonna do? Played it perfect, and they let me in the band. I've been in the band ever since then.
Did they tell you to play this song?
Yep. They saw me play No Leaf Clover at my talent show when I was in 8th grade. They said the tryout songs from the Bell Tolls, if you play it, you'll make it in.
Is there anything Metallica you dislike?
No, man. I mean, what I love about them, they've always done exactly what they wanted to do as a band.
Yeah.
And without them, I wouldn't be here. Before Metallica, I didn't even know what metal was. I tried out for a pop-punk band, didn't make it in because I sucked at guitar. As soon as I heard the Black Album, I started practicing and playing like that, and then tried out for Trivium.
Yeah.
So without them, I wouldn't be here. Like I said, because I heard there's not extreme metal today, you might not get very many guesses from me. At first, I know it's not him. I thought it was the singer of Death Cab for Cutie, but it's not.
No.
So who is it? I have no idea.
It's James Iha, former guitarist of the Smashing Pumpkins, and
Oh, wow.
this is his solo work. And,
A fellow Asian man. Awesome.
I read that you have a solo record coming up or in the works too. So I was wondering, I thought James never really made this side of his writing come out when he was with the Pumpkins so much. And what do you want to achieve with a solo record?
Mine started off with the roots of being a black metal band, and it's since become something different. It's not traditional black metal by any means, nor is it anything that Trivium's ever done, but it's far more extreme than anything I've ever done. So it's, yeah, people are going to be pretty shocked when they hear it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you give us any kind of clue? What
Sonic clue? I don't even know where it is. Like right now, it's being produced by Ishan from Emperor, and he's one of my longtime heroes, now a friend and mentor to me. So I'm really curious to see what people think.
Yeah.
But with Mritu, I'm making exactly what I want to make, not for anyone. I'm not trying to appease black metal fans, death metal fans, Trivium fans, anyone aside from myself. I'm just making exactly what I want to hear.
Does that mean that you, with Trivium, have to don't know how to tell?
No, Trivium has
an
an identity. There are things we're not. We're not a death metal band. We're not a black metal band. We're not a country band. We're not a rap band. You know, there are obvious things we're not, and we're definitely not an extreme metal band. We have influences of extreme metal. We're big fans. You know, there are hints of death in our band. There are hints of Emperor. There are hints of bands like Chrysian or Morbid Angel, but they're not blatant.
Yeah.
They're just slightly there in the riffs. There are hints of Behemoth, but they're in the riffs. Like Behemoth was a big influence on the Crusade. That's something little people know, but they were very much so in the guitar parts. So it's there as an influence, as a hint, but not like a style.
Yeah.
I'll know when the vocals kick in. There are a lot of bands that play in this style.
That's
more
right.
late '90s. Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Charlotte, the anthem. And that would have been something you started out listening to music.
No, the pop punk stuff I was into was right before Good Charlotte came out. Blink-182, Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake, a lot of the ska stuff.
Yeah.
Like Cheshire Cat era Blink and Green Day, Offspring. Offspring was a huge influence on me back then. Like Smash, Extend the Ombre, and this was like the next wave of it. So I knew what it was. But this is right when I got into metal.
Yeah.
Like right when these guys came out is right when I first got into Slayer and Pantera and Metallica. So
that's quite a jump, I think, from this to
yeah, man. Well,
Slayer
before ever hearing Metallica, all I knew was Green Day, Offspring, and Blink-182, and Less Than Jake, and Real Big Fish.
I think it's hard to imagine listening to the music you do with Trivium, you sitting down and turning on pop music. Turning on Katy Perry, for example. Do you ever turn to pop?
No. There's no need. I mean, well, you can learn something from everything. I mean, yeah, there are some good pop songs. I'm not one of the guys that hates everything that isn't metal. I do love stuff that isn't metal. I do love classical music and world music, and there's some rock things or singer-songwriter stuff, indie stuff that I like. But a lot of pop nowadays, I mean, from what I've always heard, Katy Perry writes her own stuff. I'm not exactly a fan or anything. I mean, she's great to look at. But for some of the pop stuff that is just pre-written by a team of songwriters or by someone who writes the songs for everyone else, and it's all these puppets playing this music for mass consumption. It's not for me. I'm really, really not into that style of music, and what's unfortunate is that breeds a whole new form of stupidity in music fans, of people that just want to be famous when they grow up. They don't care about making good music. They just want to be known. They want a lot of Twitter followers, and that comes from some of these false pop icons. Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah.
This band's amazing. We share a lot of the same crew. Our guitar tech's one of their guitar techs. He's actually about to leave the tour today to go to their tour, and our other guitar tech flies in. For me, listening to this band now reminds me of like an adult version of what I was into as a kid. Like when I was into stuff that incorporated different instruments inside of a rock band that had a punk background, that brought in things like auxiliary instruments. Like for this, instead of saxophones and trumpets, it's more Irish instruments.
Yeah.
So yeah, this band's fantastic.
What kind of bands did you listen to that brought in other instruments?
I like all the ska bands I was into when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they all brought in horns. I played saxophone as a kid. So they brought in saxophones and trumpets and trombones and stuff. But nowadays there are a lot of really good bands. There's a band called Kaiser Orchestra from Norway that has all these traditional Norwegian instruments in the band. And my side project's music, a lot of weird auxiliary instruments in it as well.
Since you just said you played the saxophone, do you still play?
No. I should pick it up one day. A lot of black metal bands are bringing saxophone into black metal, so maybe.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
They do?
Yep. The Ishan record, Aramita has saxophone. It's a band called Shining, the Swedish Shining. It's using, the Norwegian Shining is
pretty
using
extreme
saxophone.
stuff,
Yeah.
I'd say.
There's a Swedish Shining, which plays like kind of traditional black metal.
Yeah.
And then the Norwegian Shining brings in saxophone. It has this incredible saxophonist who plays on Ishan's record.
If the elephants have passed life.
I don't know who it is, but the first piano thing sounds like the same chords as in Final Fantasy VII video game.
Did you play the whole series?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kind of stopped around 10. 10 is where I stopped.
It's Rachel Yamagata,
Oh, wow.
a classical trained piano player from the
Another-
US.
Yamagata, so Japanese, right?
Yeah.
Wow, another Asian friend.
You just said you are interested in classical music.
Oh yeah,
aren't
very
you?
much so, very much so. I listen to classical whenever I do. I've been practicing Ashtanga yoga for the last like 4 or 5 years, or 4 years, and I always listen to classical music during it. I got the idea from American Psycho, where he's like stretching the beginning of the movie. There's classical music playing. I just thought it kind of appropriate, so I always have classical playing while I do yoga. Whatever I do, I try to pair it up with that proper music. If I'm cooking traditional Israeli food, I want traditional Israeli music playing. If I'm making Mexican food, it's Rodrigo y Gabriela or Gypsy Kings or something. Even though Gypsy Kings isn't exactly from Mexico, it still fits. Linkin Park. It's a band that has an instantly recognizable sound and style, and they have their own thing where they've combined different genres that you just know it's them every time.
Yeah.
I think they make great music. And they also have a fellow, they've got full Asian guy and a half Japanese guy as well. Full Korean and half Japanese, so I'm always supportive of my fellow yellows.
Is that a thing for you to support your?
I mean, it's more of like a half joke but half serious thing. It was Asian kids. I mean, I don't know. We're always into food. We're always into anime. And we're always into geeky stuff, so I just know that I'm gonna get along with them.
Yeah, they emerged from the new metal boom around the millennium. Do you think new metal did something good for metal, or was it something that?
What's really weird is that new metal's making a comeback right now. You can see a lot of hardcore bands and deathcore bands all playing new metal riffs, and now there are DJs making their ways back into like hardcore bands and metal bands. It's strange. You'll start to notice it more and more at festivals that all of a sudden a lot more bands are making comebacks in the 90s. So new metal's making its way back. It's not making its way into our sound by any means, but new metal's making its way back.
Have you heard this before?
I don't think so. Cool chord changes though.
I just tell you, it was Chris Cornell, and it was the theme song from Casino Royale, the James Bond movie.
Oh wow.
Since I've read that you like graphic novels and that you like superheroes and so on, do you have a thing for James Bond?
I mean, I've only ever seen GoldenEye with Pierce Brosnan, and then the newest 007 movie. I forgot what it was called. even.
Skyfall.
Skyfall, I saw that one as well, which I thought was really great. I haven't seen the ones in between. More so been into, I guess the graphic novels and stuff, those kinds of heroes than I guess the secret agent kind of guy.
Could you see Trivium contributing a song to a James Bond movie?
If they'd ask us, we would happily do it. Yeah, I love scoring stuff. Scoring stuff is that's like another goal in music for me, to start scoring video games and movies. I've done a lot of scoring for like small things, like local businesses in Orlando. If you go to hightail.com, which is the old yousendit.com, their main new brand video is one of my songs. I scored for that. I just did some scoring in the new I'm on a Marth video. So little things like that. I would love to get into film.